I'm Dr. Dean Burnett, a neuroscientist and author, and in this video I'm going to explain to you how stress works, what it does to us. So stress is a very common everyday occurrence. Like there's very, very few people on earth who don't experience some sort of stress on a daily basis. It's just a part of life. But what is it? What's happening to us when we experience it, and why do we experience it? You may have heard of the fight or flight response. That's fairly well known. It's that instinctive reaction we have to dangers and threats where we either sort of feel compelled to fight it, or deal with it, or flee from it, run away, flight. But it's not a either or thing like that. We don't just have a perfectly calm sense of mind and then suddenly go all out into fighting or flying. It's a build-up. It's a gradual progression to that point. And stress is essentially the first stages of the fight or flight response. We recognize something may prove negative or unpleasant or a risk or a danger to us. And even if it's low level, we experience stress. And that's our body sort of going into the first stages of the alert. If it helps, think of it this way: the fight or flight response is like the big boss in a video game, whereas stress is like the minions, or like the lot of bad guys you have to wade through to get to the big boss. But those minions, obviously, they do pose a threat in their own right. And stress does have a lot of direct and often unhelpful effects on us. It releases cortisol into our bodies, which has a lot of physiological impacts. It suppresses our immune system. It interferes with our digestion in many ways. It alters our blood pressure and so on and so on. So stress itself has physical health ramifications. But neurologically, it has a lot of effects too. It makes us focus more on the negatives. It puts us in a more irritable state. It gives us a negative mood and mindset. And these things can be prolonged, particularly if the source of the stress is prolonged, and they have direct unhelpful impacts on our well-being. And that's why stress is often believed to be the underlying root problem of many common everyday mental health problems like depression and anxiety. It's the impact and the long-term effects of constant prolonged stress, which our brains technically aren't evolved to deal with. So anything you can do to reduce stress is usually a good idea. If it's something like mindfulness, where you're taught to recognize negative thought patterns, which cause stress, and then change them, or even just direct interventions, doing something you like going outside, which is known to have anti-stress effects, or getting more exercise, whatever works for you. But reducing your levels of stress is usually a very helpful thing to do to maintain better mental well-being.